is out, the sky is blue. I've got a simplex, let's go and find some treasures. Yay! First little find of the day. A nice little buckle. It's only a thin one, so I wouldn't have thought it was anything integral, just a little bit of decoration, I would have said. Nice little buckle to start the day. Right, everybody, sing the song. Thimble, 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 thimble. Oh, look, it's a thimble. Squashed, but it's a thimble. Hey! Our first little coin of the day, 10p a piece. So that's after 1973, I think they came in. That's nice. That was shiny and silver once upon a time. And you can see by the amount of orange in it what the silver value of it was. 0. 10p. Woo! My grandfather used to give me one of these on a Sunday to get myself an ice cream. How about that? Shows how old I am, doesn't it? 10p. Queen Liz, who's having a bit of a hard time at the moment, so God bless her. There she is. Whee! Okay, I've still got half a tank in the simplex. It's been a tough going today, but we have got a shiny thing. Don't know what it is. I would have said it was an old button looking at that. Doesn't feel as though it's a precious metal. It's a shiny thing. It might clean up into something interesting. We shall have a look back at Detector Ranch. Shiny thing, shiny thing. Well, as you can see, I am nearly through to Australia. In fact, I can actually hear a kangaroo bouncing around. I had to go down that deep to pull out that. The fact that it was down that deep, and the fact that it's only wafer thin, I think that's probably quite old. It is as toasted as the cheesy crumpets I had this morning. So I don't think we're going to get much of it. I think we might have to just put up with that being a penny-sized disc. Indiscriminate disc. I'll do my best. If I can get anything of it, I'll tell you all about it. But other than that, I don't think so. Go! Well, I've got about 100 yards to go, and I was thinking of packing up because it's not really giving me anything today. Not every day do we find riches. And then this field goes and gives me that. Let's see if I can get that in focus for you. Looks like it's another one of those little trade tokens. Hammered. It is, it just is. Look at that. S&G, does that say? Even make us, I mean, that's in great nick. That's what, 17th century, 1600s. I would have said, look at that. I mean, that is in great condition. Should be able to trace that, should be able to read it, trace it, identify it, and maybe, just maybe, we can have a little chat about it. Ah, pleased with that. Watcher gang, back at the ranch, and as you can see, it wasn't a really fruitful or productive weekend. Sometimes this happens. You can't get treasures every single time. We have a quick run through. A couple of buckles, not that exciting. They could be any age at all. A squashed and destroyed thimble. I do love a thimble, we know that, but you're never going to get anything from that one. It's wrecked. It's still full of chug, and the more I try and clean it, the more it will split. So it's just got to stay like that, really. Buttons, lots and lots of buttons. We've got an old navy one there with the failed anchor on it. Silvered, not silver, and you can't tell if there was anything on that. I mean, it's nice and shiny, but we don't know what it was. I couldn't tell you what that was, what it is, what it's supposed to be. It's just a messy old button. Now this took me a long old time to sort out. I thought that's just an awkward shaped lump of lead. with a hole in it. If you turn it that way and look at it really, really carefully, it's a head. Can you see that? It's an old, I don't know, it's a lead god or something like that from somebody's Victorian playset. You can just about make out whether that's the head of a soldier or a warrior of some kind. Maybe a piece of a ring, it's hard to tell. I cleaned it up just to have a look at it. May have been a ring at one point. The old penny, absolutely toasted, nothing on that at all. Had a good look, had a good scrub and everything else, but no, couldn't make out anything on that. The 10p piece, now I said decimalisation I thought was 73, but it wasn't, it was 71. And this one's dated 68, so I thought to myself, well, how can that be? How can the 10 new pence be 1968 when decimalisation in this country wasn't until 71? But apparently they released a good few 10p's and 5p's so the British public could get used to it, because they thought we were all a bit divvy and we might need practice. So they gave us 3 years worth of practice before they actually made it official. How about that? Because we are that daft here. So the last thing to talk about was the last hole of the day. The only thing worth talking about out of everything. Let's have a little chat about this. Now this is a little token of a chap called Samuel Cox. Now Samuel Cox was from a place called Cogs Hall in Essex. He made these tokens from between 1649 and 1672. He was just a merchant, just a tradesman. Now Cogs Hall in Essex, coincidentally, is very near my pal Marcus, Notch 211. It's in his manor. So what a small world that is. Now I've been trying to work out how this got into a field in Canterbury. Now Cogs Hall in Essex was quite industrialised in the 15th century. It was there was a big abbey there, and the monks made, amongst other things, they were famous for brewing, which is, you know, going to be good at something, be good at brewing. There was also making wools and silks. In the middle of the 1500s, the wool trade kind of died out a bit, so they went on to make silks. Okay, now this is from 1649 to 1672, in that kind of 20-year gap these were made. So probably by now the monks are making silk, right? In Canterbury, we've already traced those fields somewhere. I mean, there was a mill there, but the mill was demolished. It was not in the right time frame. The windmill, it was that had gone. It didn't even exist when this was around, and then it had gone by the time. Ignore the windmill. So over in that field, we used to make wool, a Kent broadcloth it was called, and it was called a dyed in the wool cloth, which is where the saying actually comes from. And dyed in the wool means that the wool was dyed before it was weaved, so it was dyed on the fleece, dyed as a whole, so therefore dyed in the wool. It was very heavy, so it was very useful for monks' habits, amongst other things. But to produce all of the wool and the dyeing and everything else took a lot of wood. Iron around here was becoming a really big thing, and there was near enough physically people beating each other because there was a wood shortage and they all wanted wood. So around about the middle of the 1500s, Canterbury's kind of wool trade kind of died out and petered out at the same time as Cogs Halls. It all kind of disappeared from the southeast of England pretty much the same time. So did somebody from Canterbury go up and see the monks at the Abbey in Cogs Hall and buy some silk, or did the monks come down here and buy some broadcloth? Who knows? Who knows? It's a small world though, isn't it? Well, one other thing, in Cogs Hall in Essex, they have a pub called The Fleece, and I'm going to make sure, if I go up and see my mate Marcus, Notch 211, check him out, we're going to have a quick pint in the fleece. I might see if I can pay with this as well. Why not? It was legal tender at once upon a time. So there you go. A token farthing of Samuel Cox from between 1649 and 1672. And the birds are saying hello as well. Alright, excellent. Thanks for watching. Only a short video this week. You can't find treasure every single time. Just the way it is. That's real metal detecting. That's what happens. Maybe we'll have better luck next time. We shall see. Until the next time, stay well, give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon.